Clear vid and turn this on.
There you go. I started the recording. I'm going to mute you all. So welcome to the call. We got a packed call here tonight, and I'm really excited. I'm going to mute you all. There you go. Xcelerate fuel tabs. It looks like we're a cartoon, but we're not. We're patented. Xcelerate fuel tabs is what, if you're brand spanking new to be on this call, I'm glad that you're here, and I want to go through. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Then I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you what I told you. So we're going to talk about putting money back in your pocket. What are we not? We're not one of those companies out there that are going to get you to buy a product in healthcare or lotions or whatever, or go and get into some crypto and spend money out of your pocket that you would not normally spend. We're not that kind of company at all. If you pay attention here, by utilizing what we have in our product, I'm going to put money back in your pocket. I'm not talking about building a business yet, just talking about saving. And people, you know, they need to have some reason to save. It's all about choices. Actually, tonight's call is about a choice. You can have a choice to remain angry at what the price of fuel is. You can have a choice to be peed off when you go to the fuel pump and you look up and glance at the price of fuel and you get upset about it. You can have a choice when you're like lots of moms. They go to the fuel pump and they look and they decide how much fuel and how much for groceries. This is what this call is all about, choices. And you can have a choice to be involved right here with this one pill that's going to save you money. Xcelerate fuel tabs. Let me say, I'm just going to do one thing here. Let's hide that video panel, distracting me. Xcelerate fuel tabs. They can be used in cars, trucks, bikes, tractors, lawnmowers, boats. What do? They're the original. Here's that really important, right? It's always best to be with, what do they say today? The OG, right? The original company that's out of the gate, that's formulated, that has the best. It'll increase your fuel. It'll increase your fuel efficiency. It'll lower your emissions. It'll increase the power in your engine. It'll clean your engine. There, in one package, there are 6 tablets. Each tablet treats 20 gallons. You guys up there in Canadian, eh? It'll treat 70 liters of fuel. So one package will treat up to 120 gallons. It's patented. The only company is patented. It's EPA registered. The only company is registered in the same name. It's 100% safe. There's 35 years of research, and it's safe gas for gas and diesel. You can use it, actually, even was asked, you could use it in home heating oil, anything that's a combustible carbon product. It will work. All right, that's the presentation. I covered everything you've sold. You should all be part of it. But I'll keep going. You might want to know some more. I'm going to do a dumbed down version. Dan Maltese, the CEO and owner, he does a really technical version. But, you know, I'm not a PhD chemist. No offense to anyone out there. Tom, if you're on the call, I'm sure you got a PhD to be a nuclear physicist instructor. The PhD in my book stands for piled high and deep. Right? All I'm going to tell you is it's going to release more energy within the molecule. Look, if I'm still got my camera on, I'm not sure. You got a sheet of paper here. That's fuel. You light the sheet of paper, it'll burn from one side to the other, and it'll release the fuel. If you take the sheet of paper and you cut it up into 100 or 1,000 small pieces, and you put it in a pile and you put a match to it, boom, it'll go off with a bang and in a hurry, and a big flame and a great big release energy quickly. That's exactly what happens here. I'm going to explain that in a minute to you. It's going to change the molecular structure of the molecule. It's not doing anything else. There's no chemical composition whatsoever. And it's going to release more energy from that fuel. More energy means more power. More power means better fuel mileage. Better fuel mileage means what? More money in your back pocket. That's what we're about, saving you money. So we go further for less. You're going to drive more miles for less money. You're going to drive more miles for less fuel used. You're going to drive more kilometers for less liters of fuel. You're going to keep your engine younger. I'm going to explain to you how that works with what we do with the carbon emission buildup. You're going to save at the pump, and here's what you're going to do. Take back control. You know, the one emotion I know that gets people motivated, the one emotion that gets people to call to action, the one emotion I know that gets people even to purchase is anger. Get angry about something. So this is why this is going to explode. I know I'm kind of moving forward to like a business opportunity here, but I want you to think about this. Every single person you know has the exact same problem as every one of you on this call. we're all getting held up, right? It's like being attacked or being robbed at the gas pump, and it's not going to go away. It's not because there's a war. It's not because of some economic policy. It's not because of pipelines. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's because our money, we're at the end of this financial system, and there's going to be a shift. And until that happens, our money is losing value rapidly. We know it. We know it with the cost of everything. And the thing that gets affected the most is fuel right up front. So it's still a $50 barrel of oil, but it takes 120 US dollars to buy that $50 barrel of oil. So instead of taking $1.80 at the fuel pump, it's taking $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, or as our friend in California said, $9 in Beverly Hills to buy that $2 gallon of fuel. So start taking back control. We want an engine to look like this. This is what it looked like when the car was first built. And what happens? It gets full of carbon efficient, and that creates poor efficiency. You see, efficiency is direct correlation overcoming the inevitable carbon residue in your engine. Now, unlike other companies out there, we're 100% active ingredient. So what happens? That's why we're patented, and other companies, even if they try to copy us, they're not willing to go to that expense. Because the other companies are 90% full of, I guess I've got to turn off my Telegram somehow. The other companies are 90% full of additives. Additives is two very dangerous ingredients and detergents. And the detergents are just going to wash the inside of your engine. And they're just going to take that oil, that residue, that carbon, that emission buildup, and it's going to dump it back into your sump. And then your engine's going to put it back up there. And it's just going to keep going round and round and round, and it'll end up going out your tailpipe. What happens with Xcelerate? You'll see later, I'm going to show you. It will take those carbon buildup emission molecules that clogging up your engine, they're lowering your efficiency, and it'll turn them back into fuel. It'll actually burn them, just kind of like a turbo takes your exhaust of unburnt fuel and puts it back into your engine to capture and burn that unburnt fuel. That's exactly what this does, besides doing many other things. So it doesn't matter if you're driving a gas engine. It doesn't matter if you got a high-end BMW or you just got yourself a GM or a Chrysler. It doesn't matter if you're driving. I'm going to start an argument here, right? I put up a Dodge picture, and I owned a Ford dealership. Go figure. Doesn't matter if you're driving a diesel. You got a heavy truck, whether it's a gravel truck or a highway tractor. It doesn't matter what you got. It's all about common sense. A high-end bike might be an old school bike like mine that I built, but this is my baby. I want to make sure what goes in her is correct, or in my boat. It doesn't matter what you've got. We want to protect it. Our car, our truck, our boat, our bike, our whatever we got is probably the second biggest expense. Let me just mute everybody again. It's probably the second biggest expense that we have in our lives besides our homes. And we all call them her. I don't know why we do that, but we don't want to hurt her, right? We want to keep her looking good. We want to, besides the outside, washing the outside of our car, we want the inside to be good. I'm not talking about your kids dropping wrappers. I'm talking about the inside the engine. And that's what this is about. A fuel molecule, this is an actual picture. And when you take a fuel molecule, it clumps together. And what this does is it takes the exact same amount of fuel, and it breaks down those molecules into smaller molecules. And then just through same pure physics, the same amount of fuel, greater release energy, more movement, better efficiency. And now you become like Tim Allen, more power, more efficient. So that's how we save on fuel. Get more miles per gallon, more kilometers per liter. Save on maintenance. That's really important if you're running a fleet of vehicles. You're going to save on emissions. That's important if you think about the world ecology, but it's also important to you because what's going out your exhaust pipes, unburnt fuel and carbon deposits. And if you're going to take all that and reburn it and turn it into fuel, guess what happens? You get a better efficient, lower cost running vehicle, which means what? Money in your pocket. Just makes sense. Now, any other product out there talks about they boost your octane. That's a flat out lie. Even if they could do it, it's going to damage your engine. You don't want that. What you want to do is be more efficient. And if you're more efficient, instead of paying $6 at the fuel pump for 94 high octane fuel, You can pay $5.50 at the fuel pump for a gallon of 87. That was the problem with my boat. Ran on 110 octane racing fuel. It's impossible to get that stuff where I live. So now you can use that. More power, more torque, more horsepower means better combustion. And that's the very first thing we've got with the people who already got their pills. They're saying as soon as they touch the gas, they notice a huge difference. Now, here's something important. Remember that your favorite girl, your car, your vehicle, your truck, your boat? We don't want to hurt her. You want to use the original and the only patented fuel tab. And by chance and synchronicity and God's grace, it was fortunate for us before we got too deep into the wrong company to come across the correct company, formulated by Dr. Parrish. That's the name. I gave it out. The Parrish family are the formulators of this product. Their father was the man that came up with the whole thing, PhD chemist. He worked for NASA. And what he did was he was in the Hercules rocket program, the rocket engines that NASA uses, and it was to come up with technology to make that solid rocket fuel more efficient and burn greater for the same amount of fuel. And when he figured all that out for them, he said, this works for any kind of fuel. This will work for gasoline, it'll work for diesel, it'll work for heating oil, it'll work for propane, it'll work for heavy oil that burns in ships, in cargo ships, it'll work for any combustible. So they took out a worldwide patent, which has now been 3 times, right? A patent can't last 35 years. So they keep renewing it. They've treated, does it work? They've already treated 4 billion gallons. They've never had a claim, 100% claim free. They've also EPA registered, and this is really important. If you're EPA registered, you need to be EPA registered as your company Xcelerate as the EPA registration, not where ABC company, his EPA registration, and it's under some other company, Fuel Maximizer or Pro Fuel or whatever, someone, that's just copy and pasting. But that's a federal offense. You can't do that. There's no other fuel tab. They always try to duplicate us. Nobody can. Use the best. I want you to look at, you can read up the top here. Remember I mentioned one little thing though? You know, everyone's copying what we're doing. You see everybody all of a sudden start to talk about organomedical compounds. They're not using it. They're just copying and pasting. Why? Because it's patented. You can't be doing it. I want you to look here. 80% reduction in emissions, 20% saving on fuel, 30% increase in power. What's that mean? More money in your pocket, saving you money. That's the bottom line. It just makes sense. You'd agree with me, wouldn't you? Who doesn't want to put money back in your pocket? I'll show you in a minute how that works. OEM compliant. I know this because having a dealership, that's very important about warranty. If you're OEM compliant, that means you do not void your new car warranty. So stick with the best. And over here, all the others have 1,2,4,5 tetramethylbenzene in there, a very low grade ingredient that's not good. One last time, stick with the best, stay with the best. Now, I record this, so when you watch this on YouTube, you can pause this clip and read through all this documentation. You can go ahead and, just one thing here, for any guy that's got a large trucking company, you know, in North America that you have to put in, I've forgotten what it is, DEH, I think it is, in your fuel, and you have a sensor in your truck. And unless that sensor is picking that up, and that's expensive, you got to add it to your fuel, the truck shuts down. It's government regulation. It's to stop NOx, right? And all these emissions. What happens now with Xcelerate fuel tab? It's doing the exact same thing and giving off the same sensor. So by putting that in your fuel, your sensor in your truck, I'm not saying, right, we got to be compliant, but you know what I'm saying, right? You don't have to be spending all that extra money, sending it off to the government, putting in a DEH or whatever it is in your fuel anymore. That's great for you. It doesn't get any better to have 100% active ingredients. And here's something really important, 100% biodegradable. So that's what we've got. We're not somebody that's got 70% inactive and 20% detergents and less than 10%. That's what every single one of these other companies have. Stick with the best, stay with the best, and you'll be able to move forward. So I'm going to switch gears here. How many of you are interested not only just saving money and putting money back into your pocket? How many of you are interested in going out and solving a problem? Not talking about selling. You see, nobody likes sales. Nobody enjoys sales. Nobody enjoys listening to sales. Nobody enjoys getting cornered in the supermarket by sales. So how about you just solve a problem? And every single person that I know, the biggest problem we have is we have to use our vehicles. Well, we could walk if we wanted to, but we have to use our vehicles. We use our vehicles to go get our groceries. We use our vehicles to go and pick our kids up from school. We use our vehicles to go to our kids' sporting events or go watch our favorite team. We use our vehicles to go to our job, to earn income, to pay for what? The fuel to use our vehicle to get to our job, to earn income. And you know how much we're spending now in North America? 10% to even more than 25% of our monthly income is going to our fuel bill. That's a vicious cycle, right? To have the right to get to your job, to give back a quarter of it, to get to your job, we got to break that cycle. So that's the problem you're solving. So all you got to do is ask somebody, how do you feel about the price of gas? How do you feel about the price of gas? If I muted the call, I get drowned out, right? You'd all be swearing. Well, now you're going to solve that problem. Now, because you're solving a problem, and it's a problem everybody has and everybody wants fixed, this will go viral and this business will explode. And I'm going to share with you, one of the reasons we have this pay plan is that the owners of the original product wanted a very fair plan. They did not want a typical MLM where a company and the top leaders just get rich. So that's what this is about. And that's why that's the reason I'm excited. You see, I don't want to be out there costing people money where they're spending a few $100s on some, I'm not knocking nutrition. I use it myself, right? I got one right here. I don't promote this company, but I like using their product and I'll use it. But you know what? 90% of the people are spending $200 or whatever on their program and they're making 20, 30, 40 bucks. I'm not helping anybody, am I? I'm actually adding $150 a month to their credit card debt. Not here. We're going to put money back in your pocket. Xcelerate fuel tabs. So let me go through this. I'm just going to ask you a simple question. Would you swap $24? Would you swap $24 for $60? That's how simple this is. We offer 3 packages. 1 pack, 6 tablets, 120 gallons. 3 pack, that's 18 tablets for $60. Now, this is the most important one right here, because if you order this pack, you qualify for all of the pay that I'm about to share with you. If you order this pack, you qualify for all the pay I'm about to share with you. This is for people that just want to be a customer, single car use, or one car and a bit in their family. $160 pack. This is for people who want to use for market, and they also want to go out there and utilize, they have, a large family, and it might be like my sponsor, Val, it's got 9 vehicles, right? And tells everybody about it. Might be a guy that's got a small trucking fleet, might be somebody that's got a bunch of generators, or you could also order a $1,500 pack. This is 100 packs, 600 tablets, and that's for large companies. That's for trucking companies. That's for big time farmers. They're running 2-3 tractors and 2-3 combines and 2 or 3 trucks with B trains for their grain, and they got 15 generators and 30 fuel water pumps running their irrigation. That's what this pack's for. Believe me, folks, this is not to go out and get front end load garage qualify someone, because there's no need. I'm going to share with you right now, to participate in this pay plan, there is no qualification as in gold, diamond, emerald, ruby. There's no manager director. There are no levels or titles. You'll get paid fast start bonus if you introduce somebody into the company, regardless of what product you got. You hear that? You'll get paid fast start bonus if you introduce someone into the company, regardless of what product you purchased. If you purchase a $60 product and be active each month with it, you'll get paid in the 3x8 build, community build, and you get paid in a check matching bonus. So let's go through it. Fast start. Now I'm going to share one thing, and I shared it on an earlier call and people didn't quite hear. Because we're in super secret pre-launch, all orders, I know a few of you on this call are going to be super excited about what I'm telling you. Just until the end of June, all orders are considered fast start orders, okay? After June, there's still fast start and the 3x8 community build and the 50% matching bonus. But just up until the end of June, which is a handful of days here. So all you people that are worried that someone came on board, got their initial product, and went, wow, I understand. I want a bigger product. I want a $160 product. I want more. They're all going to get paid out as fast start. That's just a super bonus for you. Okay. Would you swap $24 for $60? Why? Because $24 product will save you $60 at the fuel pump. I'm not talking about income. Would you swap $60 for $180? A $60 product will save you $180 at the fuel pump. Would you swap $160 for $600? Because that's what you'll save. And on the large pack, the $1,500 pack, it'll save you $6,000. And you know, those calculations were last month's fuel prices and not some ridiculous 30+%. We're just using 10% saving. So you introduce someone with one pack, they order a $24 pack. They just want the entree, right? They just want a prawn cocktail. They don't want a steak. They want to dig right in. They want to try it. You're paid $10. Got that? Help someone, $24. You are paid $10 because you marketed that product. If a person orders the $60 pack, you're paid $21. When that person introduces someone, and they order, you're paid $6. That's level 2 in the fast start. And then if that person introduces someone on level 3, you're paid $3. Now, I'm not going to go in if you got two who got two who got two, or three who got three who got three, right? You can do that in your head. I just want to let you share here. This is half of $60. They're paying 50% out, 3-level fast start. On a $160 pack, help someone, you get paid $56. They help someone, you're still paid level 2, 16. And this person helps someone 3 levels away from you now, you're still paid 8. And the same for you guys, because I know there's a whole bunch of you out there that marketed these because you went and got serious and you went to larger entities. You paid $455 when you introduce a large pack. You paid, if they introduce someone, $130, and they introduce someone, $65. So we're paying out 50%. Now, each of those orders, as these people reorder each month, they reorder every 5th day, or they reorder every 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. They're going to go into a 3x8 team build. 3x8 team build means there are 3 people on your front line. Then there are 9 people. Then there are 27, 81, 256, and on it goes, 8 levels deep. And you're going to have a business that looks like this, and it's going to fill that up. That's 9,980 people. And you go, come on, Mel. I can do 4 push-ups. I can't do 100 push-ups. I can introduce a couple people. Believe me, when you got a product that solves the biggest problem in front of every single person out there today, you will end up with untold people in your business. It will just grow. Some of you on this call have been involved in prior companies that have had a product, not fuel, but like this, and it just blew up underneath you, right? That's what's going to happen here. You're already starting to see it. So you're going to have many, many, many outlets. And those outlets, whether you introduced them or whether somebody else introduced them, they're going to end up in your business. You see, as you place people, they're going to fill like a typewriter, left to right, go back, left to right, go back, left to right. So as you introduce someone, if there's a position filled, it'll go to the next position. And look, this person just got lucky. They have a person in their business that they didn't introduce. And as they introduce people, the same thing happens. And it will just keep filling up until it's filled up all 8 levels. Now, a large leader will go, but man, I've built way bigger organizations than this. Well, trust me, if you wait 2-3 minutes, you ain't get the biggest secret that will really you will never look at another business again. So let's have a little look. Anyone in that 3x8, whether you bought them in, anybody else put them in, does not matter. Anybody orders a $1,500 pack, you're paid $65. You got that? Anywhere in your 9,980 people, any person in their company, whatever it is, orders a $1,500 pack, you're paid $65. Any person in that organization orders a $24 pack, you paid $1. Anyone orders a $60 pack, you paid $3. And anyone that orders a $160 pack, you paid $8. Flat rate, no titles, no increasing, no decreasing, nothing. How do you collect this income? You have a $60 order. That's the only qualification we have. $60 order, you collect this income. If you have a $24 order, you'll collect fast start money, but you can't collect this matrix. $60 or greater. Now, this adds up very quickly. Let me show you something on the right here. Let's say you came on board, you got your $60 pack or a $160 pack, and you want to share them, but you haven't introduced anybody yet. You haven't broken the ice. You haven't got out of the gate. But there are people coming into your team and filling up because it's growing. You're still paid on the first 3 levels. So 3 plus 9 plus 27 is 39 people. You'll get paid now for this presentation. I'm just going to use the $3, right? I'm just going to use the middle pack here. $3, not the big pack, not the biggest pack, just the middle pack. You're paid on all those people in there, even though you haven't brought a person in yet. That's $112. It could be more, right? Because they could be bigger packs. If you go out and help 2 people, they'll pay you down to 6 levels deep. Now you got 1,000 plus people in your team. That's over a $3,000 a month income. You see what I'm talking about, how fair this is? If you go out there and just help 4 people, they'll pay you all the way down to 7 levels. And if you help 5 people, they'll pay you the whole lot. So you'll earn just shy of 9 grand on 7 and 29,000 plus on your 8 levels, just on that $3, not on the larger amount of 8. That's more than double that, or the $65, which is, more than 15, 20 times of what I'm saying here. I'm using a very low example for you. So this will happen for you over time. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, I want to share something. I know there's people that go, well, I've introduced someone, and then a big leader shows up down here and the whole thing takes off and they're outside of my pay level. No, they're not. You see, because it's going to grow like this and explode, there's a 50% matching bonus on all your personally enrolled people. No, there's no qualification. You don't have to be some elite, crystal, diamond, whatever. You enroll that person, you have a $60 order, you get paid 50% matching bonus on whatever they earn on their 3x8 community build. And it doesn't matter if they're on level 1 or if they're on level 9 or they're on level 1999 or 9,999. It does not matter. That person that you've personally enrolled that ends up below your 8th level, whatever they earn, you're paid 50% match. So let's just go back to this. You bought that person in, they never did anything, but they're collecting their 112, you're getting paid 56 bucks. You bought the person in that only helped 2 people and that was it, but it fills up beneath them, you're going to get half of what they earn. The same with that. Next one, the same with anyone that fills it up. For you people out there that can think a little big, do you know what this means? I want you to think if you got something that everybody wants, everybody needs, everybody's angry about, you're solving that problem, you know how quick this is going to grow. You could just have a half a dozen of your friends that are earning whatever, $400, $500, $600, $1,000 each, right? They're just the first time in their life, they're having a chance to make decisions, right? They might be a single mom. They got an extra $500 coming in each month just because they've utilized Xcelerate fuel tabs and they shared it with 1 or 2 or 3 people. and they got $500. You know what that $500 means? This is more important than any 100 grand a month earnings. That $500 is the difference when she's in the supermarket of adding up the tally while she's putting stuff in a basket. It's the difference between whether a good friend of mine, Rick, said yesterday on a call, of watching a man in front, and as he put out his groceries and they looked up and they went, the ham's that much? Okay, I'll just put that to the side. You know, it's the difference between a mom putting hamburger helper on the plate for her kids 3 nights a week instead of real beef. It's the difference between somebody going to the gas station and having to decide how much gas and how much money else to save for groceries. It's a difference between being able to make choices or forced not to have a choice. So you just have a handful of those people at $500 odd. Let's say you had 5 of them. Now you got 5 times $250. Do the math. You just earned yourself more than double what you're earning just on this matching bonus. You're a person who goes out there and gets after it. You're a Jim Myers, right? You're a Rick. You're a Brenda. And you go out there and get after this, right? There's people out there doing that. You're James Little out there that's just crushing this thing. You're Dave Andreas and Monty. They put in 100+ people in their business already. Can you imagine what their matching bonuses are going to be down the road? Hundreds of people, and they're getting a 50% match. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen in marketing in my life. And that's why I'm excited, because it's your turn, folks. You, the average Joe, gets to participate in this. And you are not going to be the average Joe anymore. You know what you're going to be? You see, the day I went and sold all my bricks and mortar and brokerage house and got into network marketing, and it was a hard hoe, man, back in January 1992. But I slowly rose to the top and I learned I was coachable. And I started to make good money, 40+ grand a month. And I went, wow, I'm getting up to what I used to be when I had my own businesses. And then I got sick and I left. I came back and I started another company. Some of you remember that back in the 1990s, late. And I was making 530,000 plus a month after month, for more than a year and a half. I'm telling you, you can do that here. You're going to have that opportunity where you got that 10,000, that 20,000, that 30,000 showing up, that 100,000 every month, and you can go and make a huge difference. A difference when the pressure's off in you is amazing how you'll think. So it all begins with this one pill. Go out and order it. Get it in your gas tank. We've been shipping since the 15th of the month, and start using it and start sharing. How would you share? Go and get a testimony now before you put it in your tank. Go and take that picture of your dashboard. Go and take the picture of miles to empty. Go and take the average EPA or whatever they say on the cars. You know, it's 25 years since I lived in North America. Why? I've had a great life. Been living on 3 different islands and 3 different homes on 3 different beaches. You can too. Go get your testimony now. You see, it's hard to say to someone, I lost 20 pounds, unless you got that picture with your belly hanging over your belt before you took the health product, right? Go take those pictures now and then have it. And then start sharing it. Because what you got here, I'm going to wrap this call up right now. Remember I said it was a matter of choice? Your business that you got here in this opportunity is like a Formula One race. And you've got the best car. You're on the #1 position on the starting grid. You got the highest horsepower engine. You got the slickest tires. You've got the most aerodynamic body. The pit crew behind that fence with what we got with the original product and the people and the integrity of the owners and us as leaders and all the tools you got in your toolbox we're giving you every day. You got the best pit crew in the world. And that guy's about to drop that green flag. And the only reason you're not going to get the checkered flag, you're just too afraid to put your foot on the gas. So if you're new, get back to the person who brought you this call. I'm telling you, do not miss out on what we have here. So I'm going to pause the